5 ways to recognize buying signals in video meetings and on the phone. Really, it's recognizing the body language between the people that you are meeting with in video meetings. Now, the phone can be great for initial meetings. So we're going to be talking about both of these kinds of meetings in this video. And part of why you really need to be quite plastic around this is that oftentimes if you have a video meeting scheduled in, the tech gods are not with you and you have to very quickly switch to the phone. Or indeed vice versa. You're prepared for a phone meeting and all of a sudden you have to be prepared for a video meeting instead. So in our experience, these two technologies and ways of meeting, you really need to be understanding buying signals for both of these types. And that is what we're going to be covering today. So buying signal number 1 is recognizing the body language between the people that you are meeting with. Now, how do you do that on the phone? Well, the phone is great for initial meetings, and especially if you are nervous about phone meetings, you can use the phone or the video meeting and just switch off the webcam. Now, I personally prefer video meetings because you can bond with your people in an entirely different way, and on the phone you miss the physical component and really seeing how they're holding their body, and if there are several people in the room, the dynamic between them. And these are key for your buying signal understanding, and indeed how to read people. Buying signal number 2 is understanding who is the boss and who is the leader. Now, video is great for this. You can close deals on a video meeting. We do this regularly. We often close deals on a video meeting. There's no need to meet in person. In our expert profit engine world, we never ever send a proposal, because what you do is you hand over control of your sales process. Their eyes go immediately to price, and you have not had a value discussion and your price then put on the back of that. And linked to this is really the reason why you must get the leader in the room with you on your phone meeting or on your video meeting, because you have to be understanding what is on their table right now and what is urgent, pervasive, and expensive for them right now. And because they are the decision maker, the buying signal has to be really coming from them. Now, leading from that, buying signal number 3, what brings the fire in the eyes? Now, this is really about conversation dynamics. You're looking for what kind of questions do they ask? So in our experience, when we have identified a leader in the room and they say, well, look, we don't have a budget for this massive big thing that our contact person has brought you guys in for, but in 3 weeks' time, we are going to be having a meeting of all of our country managers, and we have to tell them about how we're going to spend our budget next year. Now, that is something which is really keeping that person awake at 3 a.m. And that is something which you would never have gotten if you didn't have them on the video meeting. So that is a different type of what questions do they ask. You're really doing a lot of listening here and asking what else is going on. And that is when you will get your buying signals. Buying signal number 4, the flip side of that, where do they drop off? You're looking for impatience. You're looking for what they are not asking. So if they're not asking how this will work in practice, if they're not asking how this will work, if they're not asking about you, if they're not asking about, so key questions that really would be natural to understand and know and discuss when you are in the closing phases of the sales process are key indicators that you are not at a closed position. What are they not asking? Look, when you see that you're giving a pitch or your people are giving a pitch and the leader who you've identified in the room is staring out the window, or you can sense on the phone or on the video meeting that they're looking at their phone, that they're kind of not there anymore, and you're losing them. You are losing this pitch at that point. Now, that is an awesome buying signal for you because it's a negative buying signal. So that is an awesome buying signal for you to immediately stop your presentation and whole hand pointing, which you can do during the video call easily, and even on the phone call, you immediately switch your energy to the leader and you ask them by name, what is on your table right now? And that is how you act on that buying signal. And buying signal number 5, use pauses. Now, in our expert profit engine methodology, we have a very amazing sales call formula, which we take prospects through every single phone call that we have with them. There are 5 very concrete phases that we keep people moving through. And what this essentially does is to guide them towards understanding what is urgent, pervasive, and expensive for them, what the radiant consequences of not taking action on that is, and to really get them to a point where you see, is this a fit or not fit? So in these 5 concrete phases you lead prospects through, you use their pauses. Know when to shut up. Knowing when to shut up is a key sales tactic. Key sales tactic is knowing when to not say anything. So it's not about being essentially like a tugboat trying to pull them into you. In our methodology, we are all about that you are positioned as what we call the lighthouse. You are impassive. You can illuminate the rocks on that side, the rocks on that side for the ships, the prospects that are coming in to shore. And what you're doing is illuminating the reality of their situation and problem, the reality of what will happen if they don't fix that problem, and the reality of why this will be a great solution for them, and what a vision and final piece on that solution would look like. So this lighthouse analogy versus the tugboat analogy is really what we're all about, and that is what inbound marketing is all about. It's guiding people towards you rather than you being out there trying to convince and persuade and push and going around cup in hand, which is just beneath all of us. Another analogy, you are the doctor, you are the plumber, you are the electrician, and I'm going to give you a great example of someone who really understood how to use their transformative value and how to use pauses in order to get the sale. So we had an electrician come to our house, and one of the lights in the panel on the stove needed changing, and he said, well, I can change that, but it's going to cost you a little bit more. And then he just stood there and let me think through it. So we could almost hear the cogs going in my mind. You can hear this on the phone and on video meetings. You'll know what I mean. You can hear the cogs working when you made a proposal and someone is thinking about it. And you need to allow these pauses, these pregnant pauses, for that to happen, because that's a critical part of the sales process. Slow down with this. So he let me think through this. So I was really literally thinking, like, am I going to be what we say in Swedish, dum snål, which is literally stupid stingy, or using false economy, stingy to the point where it becomes counterproductive. For example, because my time is actually far more valuable than what would be spent fixing an oven light. So of course he got the job. Go and do it. This is a fantastic example of where pauses are really, really critical for your phone meetings and your video meetings. And mastering how to use this in a process-driven way will skyrocket your confidence and the level of your deals. So I would love to hear your experience from buying signals on the phone and in video meetings. My name is Mary Rose Hoya, and my team and I help 8-figure B2B businesses build cost-effective sales pipelines. Leisurely click on over to maryrosehoya.com for more insights, tips, and how to get in touch. See you next time.